Hi everybody, it is me, Liberty Whispers, and yeah, it has been a minute, and I know what you're thinking. Here he is again to do 1 or 2 videos and then disappear into the ether completely again. Well, I can understand why you might think that. It has happened once or twice, but this time is different. This time I feel very re-energized to do this. Things have changed dramatically and drastically, which we will get into, all for the good. But things have definitely changed, and yeah, here I am. But before we go any further, for those of you who have maybe just recently subscribed, if you have, then thank you. If you've stayed subscribed, thank you too. Or maybe you are just finding this tiny little space on the internet for the first time. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to kind of recap how I got here in the first place, and then where we're going to go from here. Sound good? Okay. So, about 9 years ago, yeah, it will be 9 years in the summer, I believe, which is kind of mind-boggling to think about that it has been that long, but it has. So yeah, 9 years ago I set up this YouTube channel, and primarily I did so because at the time I was a 24-year-old who was very uncertain about everything. I was suffering greatly from anxiety and depression and insomnia. And it was all of these things that kind of led me here. As a lot of people will do that suffer from these sort of afflictions, I took to the internet to try and find some peace, some respite, and my search led me to YouTube. And on YouTube I discovered a series of guided relaxation videos, guided meditations, and some massage videos, and then I found something else entirely, something completely different that I had never ever encountered before, something that, without any sense of hyperbole, would dramatically change my life. At the time, it was known as the Whisper Community, and it wasn't really a series of videos, it was a series of still pictures with voiceover recordings.
Hello everybody, my name is Mal, or as my YouTube channel suggests, Liberty Whispers.
Which were very lo-fi, very sort of lo-fi aesthetic, very sort of, you got a lot of white noise, cheap microphones, I guess, in comparison to the equipment and stuff that's used now, but, you know, that lo-fi aesthetic is something that I still greatly love, and I know a lot of other people do. But yeah, at the time, I'd never encountered this. People just talking very softly, in a lot of cases actually whispering, and just generally helping people sleep and calm down and relax, and just giving people a window of opportunity to sort of break away from the sort of chaos and uncertainty and anxiousness of their day-to-day lives. And it's exactly what I needed. It helped me in a way that I just cannot really describe with words, and it was an amazing feeling. For the first time in a long time, I felt anchored. It progressed into happiness. Like, I felt a sense of joy that had been missing from my life because I felt calm and I could sleep, and I just felt at ease. So with this helping me in such a way, I wanted to do something to sort of help back to those that may be suffering from the same things that I was. And it seemed like there were a lot of people, and that was another reason. It seemed like there was a small community building of like-minded people who were going through similar things, and a lot of these people helped me, so I wanted to help them, and I kind of wanted to connect with these people, because it was a really nice feeling knowing that I wasn't alone. And so I made this YouTube channel here. And, you know, for the first few years, I really was invested in it. I was really invested in putting stuff out. It was a creative outlet. It was a connection to people across the world. It was fantastic. And then, you know, things kind of waned a little bit. Life got in the way, you know, and I just couldn't dedicate myself to it. And truth be told, I lost a lot of enthusiasm for it too. It began to change, you know, in a lot of positive ways and in some negative ways. And really, just the magic that I felt at the beginning sort of disappeared. Truth be told, I really kind of felt like the sense of community that I had discovered at the beginning was also gone. And it lost its sort of appeal and its allure to me. I have, as I mentioned a little earlier, tried jumping back into it. I've made a few videos here and there, but nothing ever really stuck. And I think the reason being was that it didn't feel right, and it didn't feel like I was doing it for the right reasons. Kind of felt like I didn't have a purpose, like I was just trying to make something work which just wasn't working for me. You know, having taken some time away, having gone through some big life changes, the main one being that I now reside in the US. That's the main life change that I've gone through. A lot of these life changes have put things in perspective. You know, the time that I've had away, I've had time to think and learn and grow, as we should all be doing all the time, constantly. And it kind of feels like I have more input. I kind of feel like I have something to say now, whereas before I didn't. And I think that's kind of why all those false starts happened, because I didn't have anything to say. I didn't have the motivation, the energy. I didn't have that feeling of wanting to give back like I did when I first started this 9 years ago. But that is kind of what's building up now. Now I'm beginning to get a lot more of that back inside me, and I just feel like I have stuff to say, stuff that I want to give back. And so that kind of leads me into where this channel is going in the future. What I envision for Liberty Whispers as a channel from 2020 going on, because that's the thing, we're in a new decade, and I feel like that's another reason to come back with this sort of I mean, it's not another reason to come back, but it's a great time to come back with this sense of enthusiasm and this sense of purpose. You know, we're entering a new era, and I feel like I'm entering a new era in my life, and I'm taking stuff that I've learned from the past era into it, and that's pretty much what I want this channel to be, is stuff that I've learned and stuff that I am still learning and trying out and putting it into videos here. So the main idea that I have for the channel is a series of videos that I am calling The Pursuit of Happiness, because, you know, life, liberty, and it's a series of sort of casual talks, some of which will be shorter than others, some will be more detailed and more sort of lengthy and more layered. Others will just be sort of very casual thoughts or experiences or things that I'm experimenting with, all on the pursuit of happiness. And that's pretty much the main sort of crux of where I want the channel to be going. So I'm going to be talking about a number of things. Something that I'm going to be talking about is called The Balance, which is a personal sort of philosophy that I have constructed from various ideas and experiences, and that pretty much centers on the idea of time management and emotional allowance. I'm going to be looking at meditation, the importance of physical health and mental health, the sort of relationship those two share. All sorts of interesting, cool things that I've either been dabbling with, doing for a while, or I'm looking to try for the first time. It's a sort of cumulative collection of experiences and aspirations, I guess, that I kind of want to share with you guys and kind of get you to sort of throw your input into as well. Because that's the thing, as much as this is going to be me talking to you guys, I want you guys to talk to me as well. I want this to kind of be the sense of community that I felt was lacking the last few times I've tried. I kind of want to make this more of a collaborative thing. So if you've got ideas, if you've got tips and tricks and things that you've experienced or want to share, then I would really love to hear that, because that's one thing that I have found in the last couple of years, is that talking and sharing is just vital to our own inner well-being, but our sort of communal well-being. The more we talk and share experiences, the less we feel alone, and the more we feel connected, the more we feel that there is a greater sense of just being, because there are others out there with similar experiences and stories and people that can relate. And there's a great sense of empathy, and I feel like in this day and age, in this current climate, we need a lot more empathy. We need a lot more understanding, and we do need a lot more talking and sharing and growth. And that's hopefully what this channel can maybe provide in some degree to some people. That's the aim. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is just a short intro video. Videos are going to start rolling out pretty soon, but I just kind of wanted to check in, touch base, say hi to everyone that's amazingly still stuck here with me. I just cannot put into words how appreciative I am that you've stuck around and that you still watch. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I just want to say hi to anybody that's jumping in for the first time. What I have done is, outside of this, because again, I do want this to kind of be a community thing. I want this to be like a platform to talk, to connect with other like-minded people, to share. So outside of this, I have made a Twitter account. It is brand spanking new, so it's pretty bare bones right now, but over time it will be more and more active, and you can find it at Lib Whispers. Somebody had unfortunately taken the full title Liberty Whispers, but if you go to twitter.com/Lib Whispers, I will also put a link in the description box, the swimsuit area below. Yeah, you can get in touch with me there and keep up to date with stuff that's going on here, and just, you know, start a conversation. That's what we're doing here. We're starting dialogues, we're starting conversation, hopefully, and we're hopefully going to be helping some people, as well as helping myself, because hey, believe me, and that's the thing, I am not qualified, I am not a certified doctor, I do not have any qualifications in this, I'm not a life coach, I'm just an average person who has had some experiences, learnt some lessons the hard way, found some things that really work, and is looking to find other things that work. It is a progress, it is a journey, as cliche as that sounds, it is a journey, and yeah, I want you guys along for the journey with me. Anyway, that is going to be it for this reintroduction video / introduction video, whatever you want to call this. I'm really glad that you are on board, whether you're on board for the first time, this is you just getting on board the train now, or you've been on here for a while. I'm just really pleased to have you here, and I'm really pleased to be back in the saddle doing these.